prices we were getting for our products. And I decided that we needed the city to actually understand what was going on in the country.
Living on a farm and then working on a farm, in terms of how do you see that as running an operation, running a business, and what kind of skill sets you need to have on a regular basis?
Well, it's running a business. I think that's what you've said first. And there's an enormous amount of skills to be had in running a business, particularly a small business, where you have to be everything to everyone. And so it was learning about agriculture. It was learning about the ground, learning about the crops and how they grow and what they need to grow. And of course, that's evolving. I mean, you know, what we did when we were first married isn't what we do today. Like everything else changes, and agriculture's changed hugely. What I didn't mention is, you know, when we got married, I chose to learn about the Billings method, natural family planning, and planned our children. And I wasn't having 6 children, but I did have 6 children because we had 4. And then I trained as a teacher with the Dr. Johns and Dr. Lynn Billings from Melbourne. Came home and my husband said, let's have another baby. And at that stage we had 3 boys and a girl. And I came home with new knowledge and was confident that we could plan 2 daughters, which we did. So we now have 3 boys and 3 girls. And they're all married and they all have children. And so that was a part of the journey as well. And of course, agriculture and being public, talking about your values, that was really important. And I think we need to do more of that.
And as you are living in the regions, what do you see the evolution of the landscape, not just, you know, the landscape of people coming and going, but the consistency of, you know, how has things evolved in the region where you're part of?
I think it's really sad. Back in 2012, I started an organisation called Farming Champions. And I started that because I was asked to speak in the Eastern Wheat Belt about alarming farming, because at that stage we were losing so many farmers because of the cost of farming and the prices we were getting for our products. And I decided that we needed the city to actually understand what was going on in the country. So when we were first married, there was everyone had a connection to people on the land. And so they understood the challenges. They also understood the value of farmers producing food. And so, yes, so where did I go from there? Sorry about that.
That's fine. So that's what the idea was, that how have you seen your observation on changing of the landscape?
So the landscape's changed enormously. For us, it changed when my father-in-law died. He told us to get rid of the sheep stud that we had, and that was a good decision, and we were just running sheep and cropping. And of course, when you live in the regions, education isn't quite as easy as it is in the city. You know, we've got a local school, which is only 5 minutes away, or a bus ride away, which is a bit longer than that. But once they get to year 7, they have to go away to school, or you can homeschool. So I've done a bit of both. I would now never send them to boarding school because I think that not until they're older. Our 2 youngest daughters, they didn't go away till they were in year 11 and 12, and they're both very successful and have done well. But I think, you know, we undervalue the value of mums. So I ended up homeschooling while we developed a yabby business. The yabby business developed because we needed money to not feed our children, but to actually educate them.